Morning. We're going to do a tour of the greenhouse today. It's actually quite early in the morning, 7 o'clock in the morning. Lovely temperature, nice and cool. There's our house. A few pot plants there. Here's some Dahlias. We're just going to go and venture into the greenhouse, see what's there. There's my homemade greenhouse. Basically made of pallets, and a few other bits and bobs of bits of wood covered in this greenhouse cover. Come and have a look. On the left hand side as we go in here, I've got a little bit of a seed saving station. We've got some various seeds going on here. We've got some in this little pot here, sweet peas. So I've grown some sweet peas really probably for the first time this year. And in here is some seeds that I've saved from those seeds, from those sweet peas. I'll be collecting those, sorting those out and planting them. Don't know whether I'll do them straight away. Could do, see whether they come up. Over here we've got some quite dried and probably will look a bit like they've been crawled all over by slugs, which is a problem in my greenhouse. But we've got, these are broad beans seeds here. Okay. So I just collect various things from the garden that are worth saving seed-wise. So these are just a bunch of lupins that I've collected from the lupin seeds that I've been growing, lupin plants that I've been growing. And I'll be collecting those. So there's just a quick snapshot of my seed saving station. So let's have a look at some plants. What have we got here? This is the beginnings of, I'm hoping these are starfruit. Now these are seeds that I've saved from a starfruit that I bought at the supermarket, and I simply followed a YouTube channel and just worked out what I needed to do to try and get them to grow, and this at the moment is the result. So that, I think, is a starfruit. I wouldn't actually swear on it, because sometimes I have seeds growing in my compost that could be something else, but as there are two of them come up, I think it's likely that they are starfruit. Anyway, I'll grow them on and we'll see what happens to them. It's quite exciting. What have we got over here? That is a mango. Now I can grow mangoes in greenhouses here near Bega in New South Wales of Australia. So mangoes can in the summer, certainly in the summer, work in outside the greenhouse, but at the moment they probably do better with the nice hot humid environment that we get in the greenhouse here. So that's my little mango tree, grown from seed, from a mango that I ate from the supermarket. Here's my disaster. These are all elderberries. Nothing's grown. There's only one plant going on in that little tray, and that's that there. And I'm pretty sure that is actually a pawpaw, or should I say not a pawpaw, a papaya, because I've actually got a load of papaya seeds again from fruit that I bought from the supermarket, and I've grown a lot of papaya seeds and sprouted them successfully, and I think that that's one of those, rather than actually elders. Yeah, it was I did all the right things, I thought I did all the right things for the elders, but doesn't look like they've grown at all. So failure, struck that one down for failure. So what have we got here? A couple of grapevine cuttings. So I like to try and strike what I can on grapevines. So I've got plenty of areas to be building with grapes and vines, etc. So those are just two grapevines that I've struck successfully, and they're just waiting. I'll probably move them outside soon. So what have we got over the way? These are examples of what I was talking about before, of papaya seeds. So these are just seeds. I bought a papaya from the supermarket, scooped out the seeds. And I treated them in various different ways. I put some in the fridge, I put some in the soil, I put some outside, some in the greenhouse. And generally they all struck, they all came, they all germinated and came. So I'll actually show you a couple of pots a bit later on where I've got loads of them. So I've actually got some outside, some inside. What else have we got here? This is just a cutting that I've taken from a shrub at our house. I'm not quite sure what it is. And again, similar. I have a habit of, when I travel, I see a bush or a tree or a shrub that I like the look of. I'll just nab some cuttings. I've got a pair of secateurs in the car, nab some cuttings, bring them home, stick them in some soil and see if they'll grow. Most of the time they don't, but sometimes they do. And there's an example of one that has. It's looking a bit, not sickly, but not really thriving yet, but give it a chance. So it's alive and growing, so we're all happy with that. There's another, what looks like a failure. There are some loquat seeds in there. Nothing happening at the moment. I probably planted them a long time ago. But anyway, nothing happening there. And we've got a couple of tomatoes here. What variety of tomatoes are these? Let's have a quick look. These are black crims. I think black crim was the variety that is favoured by Scott on YouTube. Scott the Master Gardener, and I heard him raving about black crim, so I thought I'd get some and sow some, so I've done that. And they're looking all right. I'm not quite sure how well they're going to go in the long term, but we'll see. Another black crim tomato there as well. And then another one there. So I've got four there, four black crims. And then I've got my seed tray. Now, this is quite exciting. I've actually got some seeds coming up here. So on the left-hand side here, we've got some Brussels sprouts. Then we've got some red cabbage. So these are the Brussels. They're just seeds, germinating seeds of Brussels. Then we've got some red cabbage. So these two rows here are red cabbage. There's a red cabbage seedling there. And then two rows of cauliflowers. So we've then got two of cauliflowers. So that, you'll see one, here we go. That there I think is cauliflower. And then the last two rows in the tray here, there's purple sprouting broccoli. There's a couple there. There's purple sprouting broccoli there. And there's some broccoli that I saved the seeds from. Now there's nothing coming in there, but that one there, that's a saved seed broccoli plant. Now what type of broccoli that is, I'm not sure. I think it could be purple sprouting, but I'm not sure, to be honest with you. This is a lychee, and I've grown quite a few lychees. They've taken a while to germinate, but I stuck a few in because I do eat lychees from the supermarket. Again, I have a habit of saving the seeds from fruit that I get from the supermarket and just seeing if they'll grow. And the lychees have been successful, and they love it in this humid and hot environment in the greenhouse. So that's the lychee seedling. A few more, yet a few more, yet some more, yet some more, and some more. But these ones here, being a bit crushed by the greenhouse, they're actually papayas. So similar story. Got them from the supermarket, ate the papaya, grabbed the seeds, stuck them in the pot, and that's the result. So I have actually pricked out and potted up a few of those, and I've got them in separate pots in different places. So a few plants here, a few more lychees. That's a lychee there on the left. That's shrubs, again, shrubs that I've collected from Lord knows where, and are just growing to see what they'll do. And this one down here, I think, is a marigold. It's not labelled, but I'm pretty sure that's a marigold. seedling that's probably not doing too well at the moment, but I might stick him outside. He might not like quite the humid atmosphere in the greenhouse at the moment. Up the top here we've got another lychee. That's a little bit more of a mature one. He's sort of growing nicely. Leave him alone, water him occasionally. He's doing all right. Down here we've got running postman. Not quite sure what those plants are going to do. I've not really grown running postman before, so we'll just see how they go. And then I've got another mango here again, grown from seed that I've collected or saved from a mango that I've eaten. Now, included in that mango, in fact, with the plant that you're looking at is actually not a mango, it's actually a pigeon pea. So in this particular pot, I've actually got a nice mixture of what the hell's going on in Alex's garden. We've actually got on the right-hand side there, this one here is the pigeon pea. The thing in the middle here is the thing that I was supposed to be growing, which is the mango. And the thing over here on the left-hand side, this is a papaya seed that's managed to snuck in. So this one will have got a papaya seed that will have got caught up somewhere in the chain of compost, and it's growing nicely in my mango pot. Now what's happened to that mango, because it actually, I think I snapped off by accident the top there. I can't remember why or how, and I just left it to see if it was going to grow again, and you can see there at the bottom it's actually regrowing from the bottom here, so that's good. Eventually I think I'll snip that stalk off and let the mango grow from that sprout that it's got from the base. So that's a microcosm of what happens in my garden and in my shed. Just stuff grows. Well, sometimes where it should, sometimes where it shouldn't. Who cares? They're all good plants. Some more papayas, and perhaps a little bit more mature, that I've got up here. This is at the top of a kind of actually I'll just pan out and I'll show you what I've done here. So at the end of the greenhouse, I've actually got a pallet that I've stuck at the end, and I've put some shelves on there, and I've got various different plant pots and plants that I've just put over the shelves. It's not particularly space effective, but it gives me a little bit more growing space. So going back to the papaya, slightly more mature papaya that we've got at the top there. So again, that's one that I've pricked out and is growing nicely. So he's good. More papayas over there, as you can see. And over here we've got an avocado. That's an avocado again growing from seed, got from the supermarket. Not growing madly yet, but I'm hopeful. Now in this pot here, I've actually got some dragon fruit. Now there was a dragon fruit in there, but look, no dragon fruit. I think it's been got by the slugs. I hate those buggers. Anyway, I've actually got some dragon fruits in this pot here. Let's have a look. Because this pot has got a lid, which is actually one of the YouTube videos. What the YouTube videos said that was a good idea is to have a lid. And let's see what's inside. And I think we've actually got some dragon fruit. Those are dragon fruit. So I think dragon fruit, is a type of cactus. So they will grow, and I'll leave them, and I'll keep the lid on there, because that's obviously very effective to keep the slugs out. I don't tighten that lid up totally. There's always a little bit of air that can get back in, or get in. So there's my dragon fruit growing nicely. Over here I've got a bunch of avocado pots. Nothing growing as yet, so we'll just see how they go. What have we got down here? This is pomegranate cuttings that I've taken. And I've actually put these ones, I think, in some sand. I don't know if it's easier to see that, but I've got some sand, put some pomegranate cuttings in there. And I think they're struck, but it's difficult to tell. Sometimes you can get some leaves on these kinds of cuttings and the roots are not developed yet. So I'm going to leave it a while so that it's got plenty of time to develop some roots. This one is, that one over there is a fig. Those are my fig cuttings, but this one here is another mango. Just turn it up, mango, there we go. So mango, and as you can see on my label there, it as Mango SS. SS stands for saved seed, which I think in the mango, in this case, fairly obvious, because it's not going to be a mango tree you bought from a nursery. But again, for some reason, I don't know why, I think maybe the slugs got it, I don't know. The top of that first branch has been got. Maybe I didn't water it properly, not sure. But anyway, it's grown away from the base again, which is great. Some fig cuttings. I do take regular cuttings of figs, and I'm usually fairly successful. As you can see here, there's some good growth on most or all of those cuttings, which is good. They take a little while, so I leave them alone for a while. You'll know what that is because you've seen some of that before. That's more papaya. Again, I think more papaya there. What's the temperature? Here we go, there's my temperature gauge. It's 88% humidity in here, and it's 23.5 degrees C. So relatively early in the morning. What's the time now? 7:30 in the morning. It's 24 degrees in here, so they get their warmth. This is another papaya. I've got a few of those, as you can see. This is a lemon. I actually got a lemon seed in one of the lemons I was using and stuck it in a pot. Let's see if that's going to grow. Who knows? It might not. Yet another papaya. And then over here we've got, I actually saved some pear seeds and I stuck them in the ground, and a lot of them have taken. This one hasn't yet, so still waiting on that. We've got lychees over there. There's some lychees. We've got another grow at some starfruit. There's nothing growing in that starfruit pot just yet. So I've had a couple of pots with starfruit seeds in. I try and cut if I can some, or really any plant that I like, I try and strike. That's an example. I think that's just a cutting that's taking a little while. May not be the best place to be in the greenhouse at the moment, to be honest with you. Again, I might take him outside. So what have we got here? These two rather not very good looking specimens here. They're actually blueberry cuttings. So you can see here, it's grown some leaves, but they're dying off. So I'm not too hopeful for these cuttings, to be honest with you. Blueberries I have had mixed fortunes with. I think I strike blueberries, they seem to grow, and when I actually then try and take them out and have a look at the root systems haven't developed. But I'm giving these a long go, probably a longer go than I have before. So that one's looking a little bit more hopeful with a little bit of green growth at the top there. A bit of brown as well, but so it's not definite. We just have to be patient and wait and see. What else have we got here? We've got some more running postman. This one, I know that says peanuts. That's because it's on the wrong side. What does it say on the other side? What is that? It says running postman, so it's a bit more running postman. Another running postman. Another running postman. You're getting a trend here, right? And what's in here? This is apricots. So I've actually saved some seeds from apricots. And from YouTube, they've suggested that it needs a chill period. So I've actually put I've put the apricot seeds into the fridge for, I think, 4 or 5 weeks, something like that, and planted them maybe a couple of weeks ago, so I wouldn't have expected them to germinate just yet. So hopeful on that. And a few other plants. Again, there's just some cuttings from at the side of the road. Another running postman, and normal flowers, normal plants that we've talked about already. More papaya, more papaya, more papaya. Now these again are plants that I've taken from the side of the cuttings from the side of the road. I actually don't know what that is. If you know what that is, can you tell me? I think I might take a picture and put it on one of those internet sites to see if I can get it identified. I should know what that is, but I don't. Maybe one day I'll know. It's another cutting that I've taken that's looking okay at the moment. Again, probably not the best place to be inside. I think in this greenhouse we'll take him outside. Now this pot here is an interesting, again, mixture. got pigeon pea in the middle there, and there's asparagus around the outside. I can't remember whether that's supposed to be pigeon pea or asparagus. I think it's supposed to be pigeon pea with asparagus hangers-oners rather than the other way around, because the pigeon pea's in the middle and the asparagus is around the outside. Last year I've been growing asparagus for a few years, and I got lots of lovely red berries on my asparagus last year. I thought, oh, I'll collect those and stick them in the ground, see what happens. We'll stick them in a pot. And I got literally hundreds and hundreds of asparagus plants growing, and they're now everywhere. So I think asparagus is actually really easy to germinate. And again, another one of those cuttings that I'm just growing. I've also got lots more like that. There are different cuttings. There are junipers down the back, as you can see there. There's some ferns. I don't know the particular name of that particular, but it's some kind of evergreen shrub. Again, now that one actually, these ones here are actually photinias. These are cuttings of a photinia plant that I've got. I'm trying to grow, not very successfully. I tried photinia cuttings a number of times, and I don't think I've ever been successful. One more go, or probably a few more goes, or I'm not going to give up. So again, more cuttings of various shrubs. And over here I've actually got some roses. I've been very successful in the past about striking and cutting for roses, but these roses here have not done so well, and I don't quite know why. But anyway, I think there's very limited, if not no, success or growth on those roses. So what else have we got? We've actually got a grapevine. This is actually a seedless table grapevine that I've got growing in one part of the garden, and I've taken some cuttings from that, and that one looks like it's taken. Wouldn't guarantee it yet, but giving it a shot and giving it plenty of water and hoping it's going to strike. That'll give me an extra plant. So more blueberries here again, some looking successful, some not so successful. We've just got to keep working away and see if we can get some blueberry plants, and another one at the back here. I think that pot there is supposed to actually have some water in. I think I need to add some water in there. I think that the soil there is probably pretty moist, but I think that blueberries at the moment probably need a lot of moisture, I think, to be able to get them to strike. Anyway, I'm still hopeful. Now what do we got here? I actually did some potting up yesterday. Now I potted up some Colliers, so you can see there's a very small Colliers there, a slightly larger one there. There's a few Colliers that I've potted up. And there's some hops there that I had growing in a seed tray that I've potted up. And in here, hiding in here, there's actually a kiwi fruit, or a kiwi vine, should I say, that I've actually again grown from seed. I've did a few of those, quite a few of them germinated, but none of has survived. So obviously my growing method, so for once it's germinated, is not good. I need to find a way to keep these going well. Whether it's I'm giving them not enough moisture or too much moisture, keeping them in the wrong place, I don't know. It might be that they're just out in the sun too much. I'll keep them in the greenhouse and see how we go. We've got, there's some Dahlias. So these are Dahlias that I had in a pot that I've actually separated out and given them their own pot so that they can have a little bit more space to grow. And again, some more hops there that I'm growing and putting in that pot. So let's just pan out a little bit here. As you can see, that's just my kind of bottom watering station that I've got there. And that's really where I do most of my work in terms of potting up and putting seeds into the ground, etc., seeds into pots, etc. As you can see, various pots around the greenhouse. When my wife sees this, she'll say, "You've got too many damn plants and you know too much about them and you just warble on about them. Get a life," she'll say, "get a life." So there, pretty much end to end, is my greenhouse. A little bit of a tour. There. Well, if there's nobody watching, as I know that there aren't generally anybody watching, I can do what I like, right? It doesn't really matter. And there's my kind of stuff tray. I actually had a problem with the mower yesterday, and I bought myself a jump starter, and it worked perfectly. Got the mower working. Did some mowing yesterday. Fantastic. Various bits and bobs, and those gardeners here will recognise most of the things on there in terms of what they are and what we're doing. So there you go, a little bit of a tour of my greenhouse. I've got some bits on the bottom there. As you can see, that's my, I put on keep potting compost in these black bins. Water in some of them. That's a kind of heat sink idea. There's some sand in one of them. So there we go. That is a quick tour, in fact, not so quick tour of my greenhouse. Thanks for watching.